It's not how much money you make, but how much profits you get to keep. Now, I know that sounds simple, but most business owners, they're not profitable. So in this video, I want to show you a behind the scene look at one of our masterclass trainings for our paid mastermind in Good Vibe Squad. Now, in this video, I break down how to become truly profitable even if you're doing advertising, buying leads, or doing sort of paid acquisition on the front end, but more importantly, how do you increase the value of your customers? Now, real quick, if you don't know who I am, my name is McBeely, co-founder of Good Vibe Squad. We are a growth partner for mortgage professionals, and we have literally helped hundreds of loan officers all across the country close over $1 billion in funded loans. And I have nothing to sell you on this video. My hope is I provide you a ton of value, help you make money. And ultimately, you get to a point where if you're ready to invest in yourself, you think about partnering with us at Good Vibe Squad and help you grow your business. So let's just go ahead and dive right in. There's only 3 ways to grow a business. And I forgot who said this, but he wrote a book on this, and this is true. It's proven. I didn't create this, but I didn't create the concept, right? But there's literally only 3 ways to grow a business. Okay, there's no other way. There's only 3 ways, and the first way is you can either increase the number of customers, right? Meaning we need to sell more people, right? Sell more deals, right? This is basically the first thing is get more clients to buy a home, right? That's it. Get more leads, we get more clients, we grow our business, right? Very straightforward, right? Now, the second way to grow a business is we can increase the average transaction value per customer, right? And so what does this translate to you guys is we can also either get a bigger loan amount or get a higher compensation, right? Get a higher BIPS. Because you could have the same amount of clients, right? But if you have a higher loan amount, then you make more money. That means your business is growing. Or it could be the same loan amount, the same amount of money, but if you have a higher compensation, then you also grow your business because that's more money in your pocket, right? So that's the second way to grow a business. And then the third way to grow a business would be to increase the frequency of purchases, right? Per customer, right? And so what does this translate to? Well, this translates to you could have the same amount of clients, same amount of loan amounts, same amount of compensation. But if that one client, that same client buys multiple homes from you, does future refinances from you, and you get more referrals from that person, that means you're increasing your revenue, you're increasing your business, right? Does this make sense? Does this make sense, guys? So, all right, so literally only 3 ways to grow a business, right? Now, here's the thing though, is that most people, they only focus on this first one, right? So we always want to increase the number of customers, of course, right? We always want to get, we want to get more customers. We want to get new customers. We want to get new leads. We want to get more, more clients, right? Which is really awesome, right? But the thing is, most people, they try not to focus, they focus on this first one, but a lot of people don't actually focus on these 2 other things, right? Now, some of them do, right? But they don't really put a lot of effort into it or focus, right? And so, but if you think about it, well, here's my question to you guys. Now, let's kind of break that down, right? Because if I think about the bigger loan amounts, obviously this is a little bit dependent on where you are. That's one, right? That's one. Depends on what state you're in, right? Or specific location and where you are. But here's the cool thing about, especially with our system, is we could go statewide, right? If you're in an area that maybe has smaller loan amounts, well, we could also target bigger loan amounts, right? And then also, as I'll talk more about, in this presentation, the powerful thing about this through education of our clients, well, we could educate them on, doing other things like investing and stuff like that, which can ultimately help them also get bigger loan amounts, right? And I'll talk more about this throughout this presentation. Now, the second thing that I want to also bring up is what about your compensation, right? where you guys are at right now. This obviously, this is a full spectrum, right? Because it depends on, how long have you been in the business, what company you're in, are you a broker? Are you in retail? Are you in a bank? Obviously there's a lot of things in here that I would not be able to give you the right answer, but I want you to start thinking about it, right? I want you to start thinking about it. Now, sometimes it makes sense, sometimes it makes sense that you could be in a lower compensation if you also have like amazing support, right? There's a lot of things to think about, right? But I want you to know that it's not just getting newer customers, right? There's a lot of other facets in order for you guys to grow your business. Okay. Now, the third thing here is, getting one client to buy multiple homes, right? This is where like the investing comes in. If instead of like buying one, well, they could buy more, or they could refinance in the future, right? And more importantly, get more referrals. Okay. So if you think about it, there's actually technically 5 ways to 10x the value of your borrowers. Okay. So number 1 is client buys bigger homes, right? Meaning bigger loan amounts. Number 2 is you increase your compensation, right? Higher bips for you. That means more money in your pocket, right? Number 3 is client buys more homes, right? So investing, right? Number 4, client refis their current home in the future, right? So future equity. Or number 5, client gives you your referrals, right? So powerful, right? This makes sense. David Beck says, I don't know about everyone else, but with rates going up so much, I am cutting my price to compete some of the time. Okay. I'm going to talk about that, David, because I think that's a really good conversation piece here. So as I go through this presentation, I will address that. And I'd love for us to even talk about this. So, okay. So, we know that, right? So, all right. So we know that this is what we need to do to 10x the value of our borrowers. Okay. Okay. So how do we do this, right? So I talked about this already, several calls back, but this is a really powerful concept that I want to really focus on. I learned this from reading the book Atomic Habits. Okay. So this is James Clear. Amazing book. If you have the opportunity to buy the book or listen to the audiobook, I highly recommend it. Okay. But there's one very, very powerful concept that I learned from this book that is a game changer. And really what it is it talks about how we as human beings, when we try to either develop or change habits, right? If we're trying to change habits, we usually try to change the activity of, or of that habit, right? So for example, if I'm trying to lose weight, then, maybe I'll change the environment, right? I'm going to change the environment. And, I'm going to, start avoiding eating out, right? I'm going to avoid junk foods, right? I'm going to stop eating out. I'm going to avoid the junk foods and, start eating healthier, right? So those are like the specific activities that I need to do, right? And if I'm trying to quit smoking, well, it's the same thing, right? I'm going to remove the environment, right? Of me not being able to be exposed. I'm going to, not buy cigarettes, right? I'm going to remove them from my house, from my environment, so I'm not tempted. And I'm basically going. Maybe I do some people do like the electronic ones to try to like cut the habit, right? So again, it's activities, right? It's activities. Now the problem is, what he saw is, if you guys notice, if anyone has tried dieting before, it does not. You can diet, you lose a lot of weight, but then after the diet, then you start eating more, and then now you just gain the weight back, right? So it doesn't work. Okay, if you're focusing on the activities, okay. And the interesting thing about it is, he says our willpower is a finite resource, right? It's a finite resource. That means it runs out. You could be the most disciplined person, right? The most disciplined person. But if you're constantly faced with like, with temptations, or, it's over there, like you have to constantly fight your willpower, they do run out. Okay. And so here's what he recommends, which is one of the most powerful things that I've really learned, is instead of trying to change your activity, right? You want you need to change your identity. Okay, you need to change your identity. And so, really good example is if, let's say, you're trying to quit smoking and someone tries to hand you a cigarette, right? Instead of you saying, like, no thanks, no thanks, man, like, I'm trying to quit smoking, you want to say, no thanks, I don't smoke, right? And so, just a small shift. It's a really just, if you think about it, it's a small shift in how you think, but this alone is so powerful. Like, it's changing your identity. Instead of saying that, hey man, I'm trying to quit smoking. Well, I'm not a smoker, right? Like, I'm just not a smoker. So if you just change that in your mindset of your identity, I am someone who does not smoke, the way you think, the way you talk, the way you act, every piece of your actions, every thought process that goes through your head follows this identity of I'm just a non-smoker. So I just do what a non-smoker does. It's not like if I'm trying to quit smoking, like I have to think about it, right? But with this one, like if I'm I don't smoke, me as McBilly, I don't smoke, so I don't even think about it. Like I legitimately throughout 24 hours of my day, smoking does not come into my mind because I just don't smoke, right? And so it's really powerful. Okay, does this make sense, guys? Do you guys see how powerful just changing that mindset? And it's not mindset, but like your identity of who you are. Okay, and so what we want to do is if we want something, right? Instead of trying to change and develop the actions and activities of that person that we want, we just want to change our identity to that person that we already know already has the activities and habits that we want, right? That we desire. Okay. And so secret to maximizing profit. The secret to make your borrowers be worth 10 times more than your competitors is by changing your identity from being a mortgage loan originator. So starting today, guys, you are no longer a mortgage loan originator. Okay. You are now a wealth advisor. Okay. You're now a wealth advisor. And so if you think about it, okay, I mean, like, all right, you're a loan originator, but why do we want to change you guys to be a wealth advisor? Okay. So let's think about this. Why is this important? And so I'm gonna bring this back to the hero's journey. Okay, I talked about this briefly in some of our calls, but I wanna head on this again because this is really important. Okay, the hero's journey. This is basically the framework of every movie out there. They have discovered all the movies, all the Oscar award-winning movies. If you're going to be a Hollywood scriptwriter, they follow this formula. Okay, of what's called the hero's journey. Okay, every movie out there follows this formula. So there's always a character, right? And that character usually has a problem, right? And there's going to be a problem. And then usually throughout this journey, they're going to meet a guide, right? Who eventually gives them a plan and then calls them to action. And then throughout this journey, something happens and that either ends in success or they help them avoid failure, right? So they either go towards pleasure or try to avoid pain. Okay, this is usually what it is. And this is from Story Brand, written by Donald Miller, amazing book as well. So here's an example. This is from Star Wars, basically uses the same framework, right? The same hero's journey. So you have a character, which is Luke Skywalker, and there's a problem, right? There's like the evil empires after him, right? And then throughout the journey, he meets a guide. Actually, he meets even two guides. He meets Yoda and he meets Obi-Wan Kenobi, right? Throughout this journey. And then who gives them a plan, right? So he needs to trust the Force, right? And then calls them to action. And so he has the lightsaber. He's like flying spaceships. There's like this whole like action sequences, and that eventually results to success. So meaning he destroys the Death Star, or failure, right? So the rebellion is crushed, right? So there's this risk, right, between these two, right? And so. Now I know why Napoleon Dynamite never won an Oscar. Randy saying, based upon that info, I have been actually stating that I am their advisor and their guide. It is being received very positively. Amazing. Awesome. Yeah, 100%. And so here's another example, the Hunger Games, right? Same thing, guys. Same thing. You got the character, which is Katniss Everdeen. there's a problem, right? Must survive the Hunger Games, right? They have this like different districts. They have to like fight to the death, right? And then meets a guy, which is meets Haymitch, right? And then Haymitch eventually gives him a plan, to endear the public to obtain sponsors so that they could fight this like district, capital, right? And then calls them to action, right? She goes on a fight. She has like the bows. There's like fight scenes. There's like love scenes in here, but like he goes through this action, and then eventually there's two outcomes: either Katniss lives, right, so success, or failure, which is Katniss dies, and then the district is crushed, right? So there's always this like this conflict, right? So here's the whole idea here, though. The whole idea is you cannot be the hero, right? You cannot be the hero because in everyone's mind, in your client's mind, they're the hero, right? There cannot be two heroes in one story. It just doesn't work. It's just not a formula, right? And so you need to be the guide, right? You need to be Yoda to their Luke Skywalker, right? You need to be the guide. You need to be Haymitch to their Katniss, right? And so, you need to be the Yoda to the Luke Skywalker. And then, so you need to be the guide to their journey to home ownership, right? Does this make sense? Makes sense, guys, right? Makes 100% sense. And so, yeah, Randy even said here, based upon that info, I've been actually stating that I am their advisor and their guide. Amazing. Awesome. It's being received very positively. This is awesome. This is what we need to be doing, right? Now, all right, this makes sense. You need to be the guide on their journey to home ownership, right? Now, here's the problem. Here's the problem, guys. Here's the problem. The problem with this is journey to home ownership is a one-time transaction, right? It is a one-time transaction, right? So in their mind right now, they're like, oh my God, this is awesome. You're my guide. You're going to help me on this journey to home ownership. Perfect, right? And then you help them, you do all this work, and, you build relationships with them, and, you're able to like get them the best rate, help them get the down payment, go through all this thing. And then basically there you go, right? And then basically you help them achieve this like wonderful thing. It's like one of the biggest purchases that they would ever do in their whole life. And now after that, they're done. Perfect. All right, well, thanks for your services. You're done, right? And then they never think about you ever again, right? Because you already helped them achieve what they wanted to get, right? It's a one-time transaction. However, journey to personal wealth, though, this is a lifelong journey, right? This is a lifelong journey. So what that means is if you are able to shift on how you see yourselves, hey, I'm not here to help you on a one-time transaction, right? I'm here to help you for life, right? For life. And so it's not just one deal. We're gonna work with each other for the rest of your life, right? For every transaction that you're ever gonna be doing, and all your friends and all your family, to your sons, your son's sons, to your children's children. Like, I'm that guy. My team is that guy. Okay. And so this is the powerful thing about here. And here's the important thing. Okay. So there's two types of desires, right? There's two types of desires. And so there's the external desire, right? There's the external desire and there's an internal desire. So this is very important for us to really understand this in order for us to, they answered, you need to go. Yep. We have the recording, Dan. If you have attended this, you could get the recording. Okay. And so there's an external desire and there's an internal desire, right? And so I personally, for me, guys, and this is all coming from my own experience, I've really had a hard time understanding like the hero's journey and how to apply it, even for myself, for our own business, and how we communicate and how we do like storytelling. But this is actually one of the biggest things that I've realized is understanding this, that there's really two types of desires. There's the external desire, which most people talk about. It's like what they tell you that they want, right? This is what people tell you that they want. I want to buy the house. I want to get the money. I want to get the girlfriend. I want to get the boyfriend. I want the relationship. I want all these things. These are the external desires that you hear. This is what they say, right? However, there's the internal desire on why. Why do they want that, right? There's a reason behind why they want to buy a house. Why do they want to get the money? Why do they want the relationship, right? The reason that they want to buy the house is not because of the house, screw the house. I want the security, right? I want the better school for my children. My God, I'm getting married next year, and then I'm having a child, right? And I want a better future for my child. I want security, right? I want to have like the security that my children, when they're walking outside, like they're not in a sketchy neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a deeper desire, and we need to understand that, right? This is how we're going to be able to really make that connection with your clientele and be able to help them, right? And here's the thing, to be honest with you guys, well, yeah, the market right now, the market right now, yeah, the rates have been higher, right? And yeah, maybe your compensation, you might actually need to make it a little bit lower, right? But here's the thing, if I'm thinking about it, right, if you do that, if you're able to help your client right now, right, that client, if you're just looking at it from one deal, then yeah, maybe you've made less, right? But the thing is, if you look at it from what we're talking about right now, you're gonna make a lot more from this person if you're able to help them, if you're able to make an amazing impression with them, because you're going to get deals in the future. You're going to get their children's deal. You're going to get their friends deal. You're going to get their family's deal. And I'll tell you guys, this is a personal experience of mine, of us. I hope you guys see that we really over deliver, right? We don't even talk about this on our sales. Like, for you guys, like you probably don't even know that we do all of these other things that we do, right? Because if you think about it, like, and this is just, I'm just being honest with you guys. We are part of a mastermind of other business owners, right? Same way as what I tell you guys, whatever I preach, we do them. I always get from people, from our colleagues of other business owners and other agency owners and other like niches. They were like, oh, man, like you guys do all this? Like you guys need to be charging more, like you guys are doing too much, right? And if you think about it, like, can we charge more? I mean, technically, yeah, but here's the thing. Here's what I'm thinking, right? This is my personal goal. Now, keep in mind, like there's also a self-serving reason here, right? I'm not doing all of what I'm doing right now just to be nice. Let's just be clear, right? This is a self-serving reason for me, but because my time horizon for success is not 6 months. My time horizon for success is not even 12 months. It's not even 2 years. It's 5 years into the future, right? 10 years into the future, right? One of the most powerful quotes that I've heard is, we typically overestimate what we can accomplish in a year, but we underestimate what we could accomplish in a decade, right? There's so much that we could accomplish. But here's what I'm doing. What I'm doing right now is I am over delivering. I don't care about the money. I am over delivering to you guys because it is still serving me. Because what is going to happen if I over deliver? What is going to happen if you're able to double and triple your business? Well, if a prospect is going to ask you, right? Well, you're going to give them raving reviews of us. If I ask a favor from you because of so much impact that I made on you, you're going to give me a 5-star review for sure, right? If I ask for a testimonial video, you're going to give me a testimonial, right? And so like, I'm looking at it as like, I'm planting the seeds, right? We're planting the seeds. If we help you guys, if we transform your life, if we legitimately transform your life, you are going to be a customer forever, right? You're going to be a customer forever. And you're also going to be an advocate for us, right? And that's what I want you guys to start thinking about this. This is how you want to operate your business, right? Because it's, yes, right now, the market is a little bit like, it's crazy right now, right? So maybe you don't make that much money, this year, right? But you're planting the seeds, right? You're planting the seeds because, I mean, obviously you don't want to be losing money, right? You definitely don't want that. So, but to me, and this is how we operate Good Vibe Squad. I mean, just look at how much support that we give you guys. And I'm looking at it as like, I'm not trying to make money right now. I know it's coming, right? I know it's going to happen. But if I'm able to change your life, if I'm able to make an impact at you guys' life, we're making an impact in local communities. Like, I want to get to the point 5 years, 10 years from now, in that future, that I want to get to a point when, if there is a loan officer and they're like, hey man, like, I need some marketing, and they ask someone, they're gonna be like, oh man, like, you need to talk to Good Vibes Guy. You need to talk to McBilly. You need to talk to Preston. Like, they are that good. Like, they will change your life, right? That's what I'm trying to get to, right? And so it's really important. That's why it's important for you guys to get into the mindset of your customers, right? Understanding their internal desire. What is it that they actually want, and then deliver on it, over deliver on it, right? And so this is how you become a true wealth advisor. Okay, a true wealth advisor. Again, it's not a one-time transaction. I'm not going after the onesie twosie, right? I want that lifetime relationship, right? And so ultimately, as their wealth advisor, this is everything that you're going to be getting, right? You're going to get more 5-star reviews. You're going to get more client referrals, right? Clients will look to you to buy more homes in the future, right? Especially if you're helping them, because now you're a wealth advisor. If they need to think about investing and stuff like that, well, who do you think they're going to call, right? Well, it's you, because you're their wealth advisor, right? You're helping them in their whole personal wealth journey, right? It's a personal finance, not a one-time transaction. Clients will look to you to refinance their homes in the future. They will get equity, especially with how crazy our market is. I mean, you probably have clients right now that they sold, a year, 2 years ago, when 2 years ago, the rate was like the lowest in history, right? In the longest time, but some of them probably might even be able to refinance right now because of how crazy also the equity, right? They probably got a lot of equity from the past 2 years. I know my house, I did. And so who knows, right? It might actually make sense still. So it's not just about the rate, right? And so clients will refer you to all their families, right? You are be that person, right? Clients will refer you to all their friends, right? You will get introduced to more realtor partners as well. Like, people are going to rave about you, right? They're just going to rave about you. And then referral partners will send you more business. This is how you are able to completely eliminate the rate conversations, the comparison to other people, right? Because now you don't need to sell yourself. Your clients sell yourself. Your partners sell yourself. People around you is going to rave about you, right? Does this make sense, guys? Do you guys see how powerful this is? Do you see how this can like dramatically like change your business, right? Does this make sense? David back, I am going to get my non-competing colleagues to join Good Vibes Squad. There you go. 100%. Exactly. Right. I mean, that's really what we're trying to do. Like, and again, like, you can't fake this too, right? Like, you just can't. Like, I hope you guys realize that, like, we are literally we're looking for solutions. We're actually doing a lot of things for you guys. We're constantly enhancing the system. And we have some like really exciting things that we're working on that I know is going to dramatically help you guys. We're building a tool, a software right now that is going to start indexing, and I don't know if I'm going to say it yet, but this is kind of a surprise. But I'll give you guys a little bit kind of hint. We're working on like a tool that will that allows you guys to be able to export realtors that have the production that you want to partner with, so that you could easily go after them and partner with them, right? So these are the type of things that if all I care about is just to make money in the next 6 months, like I'm not going to be thinking about these things, But that's what I'm saying is, like, for you guys, you might make a little bit less money right now, but you're planting the seed, right? Because when that time comes, rates are better, like we get more inventory. Well, because you put in the work today, then you are going to reap the benefits when that opportunity does come, right? And keep in mind, guys, I'm not saying there's still business happening right now. Yes, there's less inventory. Yes, the rates, it's a little bit higher. Then yeah, you might need to make it a little bit lower, but there's still a lot of money. There's still a lot of people buying homes, right? There's still a lot of business that are actually happening, right? It's just a question of, do you want to get it, or do you deserve to get it or not, right? And so that's kind of like a long-winded answer to your question earlier, David. Does that make sense though? Does this make sense, guys? Questions, feedback, and then yeah. Oh, go ahead.
A quick question for you. Maybe it's not quick, but so
Sure.
You're basically differentiating yourself. And is this something you would implement from start to finish? Like, I got a new lead in, I'm talking to them. Obviously, I know they want to buy a house. They know they want to buy a house. Am I kind of shifting the perspective right then and there, or is it something like once you warmed up to them a little more?
Yeah. So a great question, Justin. So here's my perspective on this, right? Everything that I'm telling you guys, this is actually for you. It's less about the client right now, but I want you guys to change your identity for yourself, right? For who you are, because I promise you that, and we've tried this. I mean, you guys see that we have a lot of scripts. We have a lot of scripts. We created like FAQs. We created like objection handling. But the thing is, and this is just my personal experience. My personal experience is, no matter how much we do, no matter how much resources we provide you guys, there's only enough time in the day. And even if we give you like the best script, anything like that, it's also not natural, right? So it has to come from you. And so what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to change the way you think first, right? Because if you change the way you think, then you don't even need to ask me like, oh, do I need to say this in the front, or do I need to say this in the back, right? Because if you think the way you think, if you change the way you think, then you will be able to help answer that question. Right now, I know that's kind of a runaway about to answer your question, Justin, but like, it's the truth. The truth is there's no one right answer, right? But the right answer is, if you change your identity, if you change the way you think, and if you change the way that you also find solutions, you will eventually find solutions, right? Does that make sense? Like this is the truth, guys. This is the 100% truth. Like, I could like create like a BS script or whatever, but like, I don't want to do that. Like, this is the truth. And the truth is, if you change the way you think, if you change your identity, then those things will come naturally, right? But to answer your question though, then yeah, I won't like be like, like in your face, like, hey man, like I'm a wealth advisor, right? But that's supposed to be for you, right? Because, and I have a new client appointment, gotta go. Yep, sounds good, Alex. Awesome, bro. Great work on the contract. But here's the thing, this is in my own personal experience, right? This is our experience. And you could ask our team, right? You have Stephanie here, we have Mark here. You could ask them. We talk about this. We have a Slack channel for our team. We literally tell every single person in our company, we are not a marketing company. We are not a consulting company. We are a life transformation company. I promise, like, you could ask them. We talk about this. Every single person in our team knows that we are a life transformation company. And so the way we talk, the way we speak, if you guys ask a question to Stephanie, the way she responds to you guys, the way that, our tech support comes, the way that we build our product, the way that everything, right? The way we market, it's going to reflect on this core value, right? And this is why it's important, because I could give you a script, but then, you follow the script. Well, what if the script changes, or what if they say something that's not in the script? Well, now we're screwed, right? And so like, that identity is so powerful, right? And so if we just, if we change that shift, right? Just like, hey, what would I do if I am a wealth advisor, right? And so, and the way we talk, the way that we communicate with our clients, the way that you communicate with your clients is going to change, right? And this is the biggest thing, is that impression, right? That first impression, and you over delivering that is going to get you, that is how you get advocates, right? I mean, you guys already do a great job of like the mortgage, right? Like of like doing the mortgages. And so that's awesome. That's amazing. And you're already changing lives. Like you guys legit do. And we tell you guys this like before when we started Good Vibe Squad. We weren't very clear on like our mission, right? But like having a clarity on our mission really helped us because it also allows us to be able to know it's actually a guiding principle on making decisions. That's really all it is. It's like if something comes up, will this decision help or distract me from our mission, right? Because there's always a lot of distractions too. And so, being very clear with that and, starting with your identity on who you are, what you're about and, how you want to change your clients' lives, that's how everything like materializes, right? Does that, did that answer your question, Justin?
It does. And it gives me more perspective. And I
Perfect.
agree.
Perfect. I love it. I love it. Any other questions, guys? Does this make sense? Do you guys see how powerful this is?
Very powerful because as time goes on, we're getting more and more commoditized with all of the big online lenders who they'll do just a good job, just as good a job as you would on a simple refinance or a simple purchase. So, all this stuff to set yourself apart. I've done it a few times, and I can identify the bars I have done it with, and they're sending me their friends, their family. It's like this constant stream from them, and it's kind of surreal because I'm like, why are they doing this? And when I talk to them, I can tell it's because they really like the way we do things. So yeah.
Yes.
But I never actually thought about it this way, so it's very helpful.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes it gets tiring just dealing with like the day to day and you guys, we all do, right? We all go through a lot of shit. Like there's a lot of like day to day, like there's going to be problems here and there. Now you got to deal with X, you got to deal with Y, you got to deal with Z. But like that's what honestly keeps me going. Like getting that feedback and truly guys, like getting that feedback of, oh man, I don't know what happened, but stop my share. But that is really what gets me going. And that's the powerful thing about right on what you guys are doing, right? Because whenever you help someone and you get that feedback of how you changed their life, oh my God, it's just the most beautiful thing. And more importantly, because you're doing that, it's very organic, right? You are going to get a lot more referrals. People are going to talk more about you. Now, this is the strategy, right? There's going to be tactics involved. And we do a lot of the tactics and help you guys. For example, because here's a really legitimate example. Obviously, you wanna do amazing things and make that impact. So that they will get you they will get you more reviews, they will get you more referrals, but we also want the actions of, well, they might want to give you, they will want to give you a review, but if you don't ask for the review, they're not going to give you the review, right? Like there's that aspect as well. So, we automate a lot of like asking for reviews already, but I promise you guys, if there is one thing, actually, here's what I will say. If there is one thing that you could do right now today that will change your business, is to get to 100 Google reviews. Get to 100 Google reviews. Because there's so much benefit in that. If you're able to get to 100 Google reviews, and we have a separate video on this on like, masterclass on like, setting up your Google My Business accounts properly, right? It's in the Facebook group as well. If you guys don't have your own Google My Business account, you need to make sure that you set it up correctly today. Very, very important. Forget all the other review sites, right? It's only Google My Business that really is important. Forget about Zillow, forget about Facebook reviews, forget about, all the other reviews, social survey. Don't worry about those things. Only worry about Google reviews. And the reason why this is important is like based on like hard data, people trust Google, right? people trust Google, has the highest trust. And you are also going to get a lot more organic leads and business if you have 100 Google reviews, because Google itself will give you a high boost on SEO ranking, right? Like if people search, hey, loan officers near me, based on that, like you will immediately rank to the top. And then, if they're in Google, people compare. So of course they're going to talk to the guy that has 100 reviews. Okay. So I promise you guys this. Again, this is why I absolutely love this code. Kindness is a wonderful ROI in the world. And so if you guys really just start with, caring for your clients and really just over delivering, right? Like that, why are we here in the first place, right? We need to over deliver. And if we over deliver, yes, you're not going to get rich right away, but I promise you, you're going to get there because everything is going to be exponential. Now, mind you, we have the infrastructure for it, right? We need to have the infrastructure. We have the marketing, machine in place, right? And then we have the systems in place, right? And then yeah, just making sure that we are able to actually maximize the opportunity that is given to us, because instead of just getting one lead and one deal, we want to get one lead and then get 10 deals back. So there you have it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this masterclass training. It is super crucial to be a true wealth advisor in your industry. And if you enjoyed this training, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. I post these training videos regularly to be able to help you out. And like the video, I would really appreciate that. And if you want to check out all the other trainings, you can check them out here. And I will see you in the next one.